Hi everyone, Darren Hunter here from Inspired Growth Training. We are interviewing today Martina Berry, who is the General Manager and Director and BDM with Professionals Rockingham in Perth, WA. Now, Martina, you're managing over 20 staff and you're also looking after the BDM role in property management. Now, you have been using a coach for how long now?
About 18 months, I think.
Okay, and so before you took on a BDM coach to help you to improve your results, what were your issues? What was the pain that you had? Why did you need to get on a coach?
So my main struggle was I was floundering. I had so many things to do in a day, being general manager and BDM, and I didn't have any organisation. I just went from task to task. I guess in a chaotic kind of manner, and I'm a bit of an organised person. I like systems and procedures, and I didn't have any. So once I took on a coach, I was able to work systems in, implemented things like Inspect Real Estate BDM to track my leads and to give me regular systems of communication and staying in touch with people, those regular touch points. So yeah, that's kind of the start of what happened, and then just implementing things and guidance on how to implement in a structured way so that you're not trying to do too much all at once. You go to a conference and you learn so much and you come back and you can get overexcited and want to try and do 6 things at once, but you tend to fall in a heap. None of them get successfully implemented. So to have a strategic plan, having a business coach to keep you on track, to get you to implement as and when things need to be implemented rather than trying to do too much too quick.
So Martina, before you took on your coach, what were your typical growth numbers that you were signing up in a month, given your whole workload?
8 to 15, maybe.
Okay.
Most months. Just looking
right.
at my list here.
Now, when you started working with your coach, what were some of the changes you had to make? What were some of the mindset shifts? What was your transition like?
One mindset shift was to increase my mindset about how many I could bring in a month, because the previous BDM was happy if she hit double figures. So I sort of set myself a target of 15. I thought if I could do 50% again, more than what she was doing, then I was probably doing okay. But when I started working with a BDM coach, I realised that the numbers out there are way bigger. So I set myself a higher target of 20 a month. And then that target became 25, and now that target's 30. So I've basically just increased that target. But my mindset prior to that was that probably the maximum was 15 a month.
Okay, so you had some changes around your mindset. Let's talk about now your results. So 18 months on, things have really changed for you, and you just recently smashed your personal best. Tell us about that.
So I had 27, I think, and I messaged my coach and said, I've hit 27. I only need 4 more to beat my best target, my best goal ever, my best result ever, which was 31. And he said, no, you don't. You need to get an extra 3 and get 34. So I had, I think, 4 days left, and I just got on the phone and did it, and was absolutely amazed at myself. And I think if I'd have left it at 31, I probably would have just hit 31, maybe 32. But because he set that extra benchmark, I was determined to achieve it, being the competitive little nut that I am. And I did it. So yeah, my average now would probably be 20. I try and aim for 25 a month, but my average would probably be about 20. Most quarters I hit 55 to 60.
Well done. Now, just before we finish, in that time, you also substantially increased your fees as well. So you moved your fees up with new business and with current owners, which is another story. But, despite that, I mean, you've now likely got the highest fees in your marketplace. Has that slowed down your growth?
No, it hasn't slowed down our growth at all. And we have been able to reduce the number of crap properties that we have, the C-class properties. We've moved them on. So the properties that we're taking on are higher value after our training with you. So we have actually increased the the dollar per property, even though we're in a Perth market which has had reduced rents of 20%.
So before we finish, what do you have to say to business owners, considering do they need a coach or not for their BDMs? What would you have to say to them?
I would say absolutely. First, you need a BDM. I think a lot of business owners still have not adopted the philosophy of needing a BDM, but you definitely need a BDM. And then in order to get the best out of that BDM, I think they need a coach, because you're working alone. Your property managers, your other people within your business can't necessarily support you. Like, we've got a team of property managers and they can support each other. But as a BDM, you're on your own. So having a network of other BDMs that you can work with, that I've certainly been connected with through my BDM coach, has been phenomenal. And yeah, that constant reminder of what you need to do, setting targets, setting KPIs for yourself, and knowing what you need to achieve, and then helping you to implement processes and procedures to assist you in achieving those goals.
Martina, thank you so much for your time. And again, congratulations on some great results.
Thank you, Darren.